History Spotlight, brought to you by HEC Media and the Missouri Historical Society.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jody Sowell, president of the Missouri Historical Society in St. Louis, and this is History Spotlight. The 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis showcased wireless telegraphy through an impressive 300-foot towering display, offering fairgoers a first-hand experience of communication without wires. Public historian Adam Kloppe sheds light on how this exhibition propelled the advancement of wireless communication.
Today, the idea that we can communicate with other people around the world wirelessly seems like a normal, everyday thing. After all, many of us carry devices in our pockets through which we can send messages, hear people's voices, and even chat with friends and family using video. Wireless communication is a part of our everyday life. But there was a time not so long ago when this technology seemed impossible, and it's fair to say that many people's first brush with wireless communication happened right here in St. Louis. In 1904, of course, St. Louis hosted the World's Fair, a celebration which brought 19 million people from all over the globe to Forest Park. One of the most jaw-dropping displays at the fair was a 300-foot tall tower erected by a company called the American DeForest Wireless Telegraph Company. The founder of the company, Lee DeForest, had not invented wireless telegraphy. The idea of communicating wirelessly had been in the works for decades. In the 1890s, Guglielmo Marconi had invented transmitters and receivers that made the idea commercially viable. But up until 1904, most people had never communicated without wires themselves. The technology was limited to mostly military use, transatlantic shipping, and the odd newsroom. DeForest sought to change this at the 1904 World's Fair. Using his 300-foot tall tower, as well as several shorter transmitters around the fairgrounds, DeForest encouraged people to try out wireless telegraphy for themselves. He got fairgoers to send messages across the fairgrounds to small wireless stations and even small carriages outfitted with wireless receivers. Even the most skeptical of fairgoers would have come away amazed as the information they sent from one part of the fair seemed to be magically waiting for them at another, even though no wires connected those locations. DeForest also pushed the limits of how far messages could be sent, using his long-range transmitters to reach far beyond the fairground to places as far away as Chicago. What's more, many visitors who had been indifferent to trying out this new technology were enticed to the DeForest Wireless Tower because it was one of the tallest structures on the fairgrounds. As such, the tower offered some of the best views of the fair, so thousands of people rode the elevator to the top just to catch a view. While they were there, they learned about wireless telegraphy, and more than a few were tempted to try it for themselves. By the end of the fair, millions of people had been exposed to the wonders of wireless telegraphy, and soon this form of communication was being used all over the world. But Lee DeForest himself didn't see much success from this. His company ceased operation in 1912.
Next week on History Spotlight, one of St. Louis's renowned blues artists, possibly holding the record for the longest blues career in history.
To learn more about the Missouri Historical Society, visit mohistory.org.